Yo, what up guys, your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video, and today we need to talk about Breon v Flex Lewis v Sean Claridia v Derek Lunsford. Can Breon stack up against these guys? Let's have a look. So recently, Breon made a statement on his YouTube channel and on Instagram saying the following.
Now, we're going to talk about an altogether game plan, altogether different game plan this year that I'm going to implement. The team and I will implement that we feel is going to allow us to bring a much better physique and a jaw-dropping physique to the stage this year. We are going to start at just exactly that, 20 weeks out. And you might be saying to yourself, well, Olympia is even more than that, Breon. So are you training for the Olympia, or are you training for something else?
So obviously announced this year was his final classic physique competition. He's now moving into the 212 category. And I thought, okay, so maybe he's going to take the rest of the year off. No, even better. He's coming for a show in 20 weeks time, which is short of the Mr. Olympia competition. So it makes you wonder, what show are you doing? Let's take a look at these guys side by side and let's run through some statistics that show why he'd be better off in the 212 than he would the classic physique. So as you can see, just in case some of you guys don't know, the 212 is a weight category and that's the maximum weight you can come in at. However, this breaks down over different heights of that class. Now it starts at 5'7" to 5'8", can be 182 pounds. Then obviously it goes up incrementally with each inch. Clearly, he's saying he's got a better, fuller, cleaner physique, better lines on his physique at a heavier weight than dropping weight and trying to maintain more fullness for a classic physique. This makes sense. This makes perfect sense. I think this is probably the best move, and I do like it when bodybuilders switch from one category to the next because it shows them more of a more rounded bodybuilder and saying that it's not, I can't compete with these guys. What's better for my frame? What's better for the amount of muscle that I could have or potentially have on my frame for a particular show, and bringing that best physique and finding your niche. Clearly, Breon's done the classic physique and he's been placing worse and worse and worse, second, third, fourth, in the Olympias, the Arnolds, and he made that statement and he said, look, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to go for the 212. Let's see what better improvements I can bring to you guys, bring to the stage and put forward. And worst case scenario, even if it goes wrong, he's still going to look good. He's still going to look really good. It's good for the show. Now, I want to touch on Flex Lewis. Flex Lewis has got no competitions lined up this year at all. He is now in training for the Mr. Olympia this year. He has announced that. Obviously, he's under Y3T Neil Hill, who's a British coach. He's trained Flex for years. Flex has just won endless amounts of the 212 Mr. Olympia championships. I think he's on par with Phil. I think he's on 7. So does this mean that Flex will get a special invite, or does he need to pay his dues? Personally, my opinion, the dude needs to pay his dues. Same for Phil. If Phil was to come back, no, I think this time round, I don't care how many championships you've won. Let's not prioritize anybody, because this happened with people in the past, such as like Kevin Levrone. Flex Wheeler came back. They didn't exactly do damage. It did well for the show. I understand that, but pay your dues where dues are due to be paid. Obviously, Kevin Levrone did it because he was launching a supplement brand. It made sense. It made perfect business sense. Flex Wheeler made his comeback and then sort of faded to the sides again. I think we can't be doing these special invites. I think people need to be paying their dues. We've got guys training year in, year out, doing all the smaller shows to get to the big show. Even guys that have already won the big shows before. I think this whole special invite thing should just be scrapped altogether. If you've had such a long period out, maybe you get a couple of years grace. Maybe give them a 2-year grace period and say, okay, Phil, you've had 2-3 years off. That's the cap. If you don't compete this year, you will have to do a smaller show next year. I think maybe that's the balance that we have. Say, right, they've got 18 months to 24-month time period. If you do not step back on the Olympia stage in this time period, there's no special invite. Pay your dues again. I think that's better for the sport. It will get a Mr. Olympia at a smaller show, which will draw in a crowd for a smaller show. I think that's the best all-round placing. Now, if Flex is in this show, obviously Derek has got to step his game up. Derek obviously won the Mr. Olympia last year for the 212. Absolutely smashed it. You got Sean Clarida stepping in. I think he's like weighing 180 at the minute, 190. He's still looking insane. But then you've got Breon stepping into this. And people don't judge Breon just yet. Let's give him the time he needs. Let's see what he can put together. Let's see what package he can put together. What conditioning, what physique he's going to bring closer to the time. Let's not jump on him just yet. Let's see what he can do. Plus, it's going to be his first 212. So let's see how that pans out. And even if he doesn't place top 5, there's always next year. There's always next year. On that note, guys, I'd like to know your opinion. Do you think people should be getting special invites? Do you think people should have a certain time period where they are allowed a special invite if they want to come back, and after that they need to just be like, nope, pay your dues, go into a smaller show, earn your placing, then you can come back? Also, if these three were to go head to head, they were the top 3 call outs. You've got Derek Lunsford, you've got Flex Lewis, and Breon. Breon's a wild card in this. Who's placing where? Personally, I think if Flex comes back, he's winning it. I don't even know what his physique looks like, but I know the dedication and work that him and Neil put together and bring to the table. No disrespect to Derek. Derek will put up one hell of a serious fight. On that note, guys, I've been me, you've been you. Peace.